Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Les Brown's Motivational Monday Night Call, your place for motivation and inspiration by world-renowned speaker, author, coach, Mr. Les Brown, featuring Mr. Brown and his platinum speakers. We're so excited that you found time in your Monday evening to tune in and join us. We want to take some moments to thank our faithful audience who's here every single week. We appreciate you and thank you for sharing the good news and inviting your friends to join us every Monday. And to all of our new listeners who might have seen it on the website or someone mentioned it to you or you caught it on social media, we say welcome to the family. We hope that you are here to stay and look forward to hearing you back with us again next week. My name is Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant, and I am excited to be your host on these calls. And occasionally, I also take a moment out to share a message with you. And tonight is one of those nights where I want to share something, and it's just so ironic that, Raymond, you are on the call, and you mentioned that you were going through just a challenge of a day, right? And who here in this family is exempt from challenges? Let the first person raise their hand. And I know I cannot see you, but I have a little secret X-ray vision to look through this whole call and know that nobody is exempt from challenge, not even Mr. Brown himself, as you heard him talk about last week, going through the physical challenge and the health challenges, how he had to refocus and reorganize his thoughts and his mind in order to bring about and manifest the great transformation in his own body and healing. And that's a process. And I want all of us on the call tonight, I'm even more committed to sharing this message for multiple reasons. And that's what I want to break down and leave some takeaways with you that you can actually use as you're going through your journey. Part of the reason that you log into this call every single week is that you are cut from the same cloth, that you believe as Mr. Brown believes, you believe as I believe, and the rest of the platinum speakers, that there's greatness inside of you. There really is something awesome on the inside of you, that you have a story, a book, a product, or maybe it's a smile. See, sometimes we think that we have to create the cure for cancer before our lives are relevant. But I tell you tonight that every single one of us can make an impact on this world with just walking and embracing our authentic self. But to get there, family, it's not always easy. There's some days where you really feel, like Raymond explained earlier, that you want to tell a few people to kick rocks with open-toe shoes on. But then, like me, you say, no, you can't quite do that. If you believe as I believe, that life continues and I want to go up, not down. So I decided that that might not be the best thing to do. And then there are other days where you want to just pull the covers over your head and not even put one foot down on the ground. But what is it that keeps us moving? What is it that allows us to say, no, we're not going to dwell there. We're not going to allow this feeling to overtake me. It's something deep down in the bottom of your soul. It's something right sitting in your gut that won't allow you to quit, that won't allow you to give up, because you know that there's more for you. You wouldn't be attracted to hearing Les Brown on YouTube or reading the books or buying our products and our services and our programs if you didn't believe, as we believe, that there is more, that even in the midst of a challenge or a crisis or a trial or a tribulation, that this too shall pass. Joy will come in the morning. And this was really real for me. I was tried by my own words just less than 24 hours ago. I was traveling back from a conference in Phoenix, Arizona, and the flights were crazy and they were overbooked and things were being delayed, and it was just like a madhouse. I totally forgot this was spring break for a lot of schools, that there in Arizona, a lot of the teams do their spring training. So flying back to anywhere on a weekend is challenging. So my plans of being back home with my family in the afternoon were lost at 6 a.m. when I wasn't able to get on the flight that left. And then another flight came, and it was almost 11-something Central Time. And I'm like, oh, my goodness, am I going to be able to go home? And then I had to wait to see if I could get on a standby later on that night. And in that moment, I had to watch the emotions that are coming up, because it might not be a delayed flight or an interruption on you getting back from traveling, but it might be an interruption on you pursuing your dream. Maybe you started to write your book, or you had some thoughts and ideas of a story that you wanted to share, and then something happened to delay it. Maybe a challenge with your health, maybe dealing with children, maybe on the job, not having enough time or too much stress, and you can't pursue your goal, and there's a halt. There's a delay. It seems as if life is taking off without you, and you're sitting there standing by waiting for that next opportunity, and it can cause a lot of frustration. I started sitting back and watching everyone in the airport that was stuck in similar positions, and some people were getting so angry, a few were getting emotional, and just really not being the best kind of person you want to hang around. And I ended up sitting down, and this woman and her husband were traveling. They were up in age, I would say mid-70s or so, and she was in a wheelchair, and some of her things just fell out on the floor. And I jumped up and I said, "Oh, I'll get that for you, ma'am." And she said, "Thank you so much. You don't have to do that." I said, "No, it's fine." And they were a little frustrated because they had some delays on their flight, and we just started talking. She said, "Oh, you're so nice." I said, "Look, it doesn't cost anything to be nice, and we're all sitting here stuck. So extending a little smile or helping someone pick up a dropped item, how much does that really cost, right?" So when you think about it, it's in those little moments where you can take the focus off of you, where you can take the focus off of what you're going through and just extend yourself to someone else, that you can brighten your own day. Because you can't give good vibes and positive energy without some of that remaining on top of you. You can't extend a smile and then try to swallow back a frown. It doesn't work too well. It's much better just to continue on the happier path. So in our conversation, we were talking about my concerns of what time I would get back because of a commitment that I had today, and they explained to me some of what they were doing, and we just had this wonderful conversation. And guess what, family? As we were talking, everyone around us was starting to do a little of what the kids call ear hustling. So they were listening to the conversation and chiming in, and we started to have our own little coffee clutch moment where we weren't focused anymore on the challenges that had presented itself while we were all sitting there potentially frustrated on what time and if we would reach home. And we refocused our energy on just sharing a moment with random strangers, a moment with individuals who just had a story to tell or an encouraging word and that we could chuckle about. So this is the first thing that I want you to do tonight, is just recognize that when you're presented with these emotions and the frustration of what's happening in the moment, I want you to write this down. Reset. I want you to just reset those emotions. I want you to reset how you're approaching the situation and take the focus off of you and focus on how you can help somebody else in that moment. Take the focus off of you and how you're feeling, and maybe give a random call to a neighbor, a family member, or a friend that you haven't spoken to in a while, just to say, "How are you?" Take the focus off of the pain and the discomfort that you're feeling, to just pause for a moment and maybe stop by and drop off some fresh baked goods, or just check in on someone on your job who might look a little sad for the day. Sometimes all it takes is a quick reset for you to remember why you don't have the luxury to give up. You don't have the luxury to stay in the place of feeling defeated. Now, I'm not telling you that you're not going to feel those emotions or you're not going to have those challenges, but if you reset, if you recalibrate, you'll be able to then deal not only with seeing the glass half full instead of half empty, but you'll really start to figure out something that I live by. There is always more to be grateful for than to complain about. There's always more that we can see and do for others that will bring an organic joy within our spirit. Because a lot of times we focus so much on what I want, what I need, what's not going right, what went wrong, all of the different things that we want to see happen in perfect order. And friends, let me tell you, life isn't perfect. If no one gave you that memo, there'll be some ups, there'll be some downs, but at the end of the day, there's always somebody worse off than you. And when I was doing my reset yesterday, I said that to one of the ladies that started to join in this little cluster and circle as we were talking. I said, there's always more to be grateful for than to complain about. And this one woman, she was in back of us. She turned around. She said, wow, you're so right. Because you don't know who's dealing with serious life challenges. Maybe they just got diagnosed with a life-threatening disease. Maybe they just lost a loved one, and they could have been sitting in there traveling to or from funeral arrangements. Maybe someone just lost their job, or they're going through a divorce. You never know what people are going through. So in my moment of wanting to be frustrated, I had to reset. I just said, wait a minute, let me put this in perspective. I'm alive, I'm well, I'm inconvenienced, I'm annoyed, but is it really the end of the world? And how can I just utilize this moment in the best way possible? And that's what I want you to get in the practice of how you develop your reset. So for me, I'll give you a little sample of how that happened yesterday. I paused and I said a little prayer because that's foundational to how I do everything. But then after that, I called someone I love. I called my husband. And he made me laugh, and he said, look, I want you home safe, and if there's a little bit of delay in order for that to happen, it'll be all right. And we were laughing and talking, and that made me feel good. And then the third thing I did was see how I could be helpful in my space, in the area that I was. So that's how I ended up helping the woman with her bags and the things that were falling out, and then engaging in conversation. And then I stopped focusing so much on my issue, and in being a light and sharing a kind word, it allowed me to pep up my spirits as I had to wait it out. And yes, I ended up in the airport for 24 hours. But then joy always comes in the morning. And family, tonight, I tell you, I share this message often. And when I'm training and working with people, I say, Dr. Stacie, are you always happy? And there's some days where my happiness gets a little challenged or situations arise, but I do the reset. That's the key. If you can practice your ritual of reset, what is that going to be? Is it a book that you love? Is it a video that you enjoy listening to? Maybe it's your favorite song. Who can you call on in your life that'll give you a kind word, or just have a conversation that's not draining your energy, but one that will uplift you? You got to figure out your reset pattern, because you never know when you have to tap in. Think about a computer. When you have to restart or reprogram, it's a push of a button. So you have to be able to push that button emotionally. You have to be able to push that place that can allow that reset to happen. So you don't let the things in the world stop you from walking in your greatness. Because if you're on this call, if you're connected to Les Brown, if you listen to the words that we share every single week, then you're committed to living your full life. You're committed not to be one of those individuals that Reverend Miles Monroe talked about, whose talents and gifts and skills and products and programs die with them in the graveyard. No, you're going to live full, as Les would say, and die empty. So you're on this call because you need to be reminded of the things you already know and inspired to dream a bigger dream, and not to give up when there are bumps in the road, and not to allow the things that come up in life on any given day to stop you from taking action. You know my mantra, it's my book, it's my battle cry. Action, action, despite the distraction. Because there are going to be some things that will challenge you. There are going to be moments of you having to deal with fear and disbelief and toxic people that I talk about in the book. But you have to get to that reset. You have to be able to be at that point where you can battle it, that you're going to fight all the way through, because it's not over until you win, as Mr. Brown would say, that you're not going to give up. You don't have that luxury because you don't know who you will save as a result of your resilience. You don't know who is watching you. You don't know who will be encouraged by your journey, by your testimony, by your ability to not give up. So yesterday I explained that frustration, and I had to swallow my own medicine. I had to go into my reset. And then I get back home this morning, so it took me an entire day to get home, and with the time difference, I didn't have an opportunity to get in later that night. But then I walk in, and my husband says to me, babe, you have a couple of packages and some boxes. And I'm like, really? So as I'm opening up the boxes and I'm looking through, I see all this bubble wrap and this big, huge box, and I look down and it says Lifetime Achievement Award, the President's Lifetime Achievement Award. With grateful recognition, the Corporation for National and Community Service and the Office of the President of the United States honors Dr. Stacie Grant with the President's Lifetime Achievement Award for their lifelong commitment to building a stronger nation through volunteer service. President Barack Obama, and this was awarded in 2016. Could I tell you, I was like, oh my gosh, like I just started screaming, and there's a letter accompanying it after I'd gone through all of that yesterday, and like, am I going to make it home? This is just wearing on me, and I wanted to get back before my son went to school, and all these things. If I didn't reset and just focus on helping others, maybe this might not arise this morning. Maybe it still would have. Who knows? But this was just a reminder of how you can get an unexpected joy out of life, that you can get an unexpected surprise just in the way that you live. This wasn't something that I thought would happen. I don't do the work that I do and the volunteer work that I do on top of my training programs and products and services. I do that work because I'm committed to see the people that I am blessed to be of service to and see the best from life. And how humbling it is to be able to have the 44th President of the United States recognize that and award it, not only with a certificate, but now I have a presidential pin that I'll be able to wear, and that my family and my children and my children's children will be able to celebrate that this is a part of the legacy that was left. And that's the second part of what I want to share. And I'm not just telling you about the award to impress you, but to impress upon you the importance of how you move past those moments, how you use your reset, because you have to stay focused on the legacy that you're building. You have to stay focused on the things that you're going to do that'll be the one to change the trajectory of your family, that you cannot allow the temporary inconveniences, allow the annoying situations, to allow the toxic and negative people, to allow lack of belief to stop you from pursuing your dream, to leave a legacy for your family. So what it did for me when I saw that award this morning, as the tears were streaming down my face because I wanted my grandmother who left me in December of 2015, I was like, oh, I wish she was here to see it. And I know she's watching from above and her spirit is still with me, but if I could have just gotten one hug to say, Grandma, look at the beneficiary of your sacrifice, of your diligence, of your example for our family. Look, because this award doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the sacrifices she made, my parents made, my aunts made. It belongs to all of those whose names I may not even know, who pushed past situations that were much more difficult, much more heartbreaking, much more challenging, and they kept pursuing a better life because they wanted to leave options and a legacy. And I say to you tonight, wherever you are, and I don't know if you're in a place where you're like, Dr. Stacie, please, my life is perfect. I don't have any issues. I don't have any challenges. There's nothing distracting me from walking on my divine path and creating the things and tapping into the greatness I have. I'm fine. And I say congratulations to you. I need to read your book because my life hasn't been exempt. I had to go through a lot. I had to bear a lot of tears that were shed that nobody has seen. And for the person who might be like me, who've had those moments where you just don't know how you're going to make it to the next moment. You just don't know how you're going to put one foot in front of the other. I want you to know tonight that you have the capacity and the ability to reset. You have what lives inside of you, the very thing that attracts you to the voice of Mr. Brown, to the voice of all of our platinum speakers, to the messages that we share, that you know there's only one you on this planet, that your thumbprint is the only one in this world, even if you were an identical twin. And because of that, You're not going to allow temporary inconveniences or challenges to stop you from not only resetting in those moments of challenge, but pushing forward so that you can leave your legacy. So I'm going to close with this, family. See, receiving that honor from President Obama, opening that up today, it fired me up even more. That I am not going to stop when the going gets rough or tough. I'm not going to throw in the towel when the way doesn't seem like it's working out. No, I'm going to use my words. Yes, I'm going to take the same book that I wrote. I'm going to open it up and review every life lesson. And I'm going to use the battle cry that I created. Action, action, despite the distraction. I want you to just say it with me. I want you, even if you don't buy the book, you've never read the book, just keep the words. Let that be a gift. So when you have those days, Raymond, when you wake up and you're not sure and you just want to give up and you're like, why am I doing this again? Why am I pursuing this business? Why am I working on this book? Why I want to buy this piece of real estate? Why do I want to learn how to trade stocks? Why am I doing this again? I want you to just scream out, action, action, despite the distraction. When people around you look at you and tell you that you're crazy, like, oh, just give up. You're too old. You can't start a business now. Oh, there are a million people out here who are speakers and who are writing books. You're just going to be one in a million. I want you to just scream out, action, action, despite the distraction. When they try to just stomp all over your dream, just to drain your energy, to make you give up on yourself, I want you to holler, action, action, despite the distraction. When you're looking at your bank account and it's not adding up and it's still circulating somewhere in the universe, you're not sure how the next end is going to meet, I want you to just holler, action, action, despite the distraction. Because guess what? A pot of gold is not going to drop down from the sky into your account. But if you just reset, focus on building legacy, the creative juices will start to come, the ways and means for you to be able to make provision. Because if you have a vision, God will always give you the provision. That's what I believe. But you have to stay focused and taking action. Nothing works until you do. But I promise you this, if you can just remember these words, if you use it as a battle cry, if you make that a part of your reset operation and stay focused on the legacy that you're building, you will always know that it's not over until you win. You will come back and share your story, your opportunity to be able to be that one. It only takes one to change the trajectory of a family. It only takes one to move you to a different space, place, and being. That the legacy that you live and leave will be unlike what any of us have experienced before. So that's my prayer for you. Learn how to practice your own reset. Don't dwell in it. Don't stay there. It'll come, and Lord knows we can guarantee it'll come sooner than we think. But if you have the ability to do your own reset and focus back in on the legacy you want to leave, nothing can distract you from taking action. So this is Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant. I thank you for listening, for tuning in, for being here. I have a few announcements for you as well. If you want to stay connected with me, if you want your copy of the book, or maybe just the first chapter for free, you can go to actionactionbook.com. That's actionactionbook.com. There you can download the first chapter, and may that be inspiration to you and just keep you focused on your journey. And on that website, you can connect with me on social media. All the handles are there, or you can send me an email that I can be your cheerleader on your journey. And then I invite you to visit Mr. Brown online. That's brown.less on Facebook, as well as the lesbrowninstitute.com, lesbrowninstitute.com. And Mr. Brown has an awesome opportunity that he is getting ready to release to all of you, but you have to be connected on social media in order to receive that. So make sure you go ahead right now, if you're not following already, brown.less on Facebook. I'm there as well, Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant. I look forward to hearing more about your journeys, how you're going to press your own reset button and move forward with leaving your legacy. So before I close out the call, I will open up for about 2 minutes if anybody has a question or a comment, and then wish you an incredible rest of the week. I can't believe we're almost halfway through March, closing out this first quarter. So I'm excited to hear all the wonderful things that will be done as a result of you taking action. So stand by as I open up the line.
All callers are unmuted. All callers are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
Okay, family, if you dare, you would like.
Dr. Stacie.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I know I should wait my turn, but I only have 2% on the phone left, so I'm asking if someone could just yield it, please.
Amen.
Okay, say that one more time, dear. Raymond, you.
Yeah, I was saying I only have 2% left on my phone, and I was just wondering if anyone can yield their time to me.
Oh, okay. Well, go right ahead, Raymond.
Yes. I just want to thank you for this lesson today, and I wrote down some notes that I feel are to best of my betterment, and I can't wait to share them. And I just want to let you know that expect another video. I feel like it's time to boost up my level.
Awesome. That's just about taking action, Raymond. We can't stay still, because you know what happens when you stay still? It starts to consume your mind, and what you focus on expands. And you want to focus on your legacy. You want to focus on opportunity. You want to focus on how your voice will be a difference for your peer group, and it'll be a part of your legacy. So keep pressing, my friend. The best is yet to come.
Thank you. God bless you.
Hey,
You're
Stacie.
welcome. Hey, is that my Myron?
Yeah, man. You giving Les Brown trouble. You giving him some trouble, man. Woo, Lord, congratulations, Angel. That's what happens when you're working like that. Wow. Wow.
When I tell you, Myron, my mind is blown. I'm so humbled by it, but what it's done is fired me up to do as much as I can on this planet to pay it forward and to change the lives of those that I've been predestined to be of service to.
Wow. I love hanging. That's why I hang out with you. I hang out with the difference. Okay. I love you, and again, congrats. Thank God for your grandmother and all the encouragement you've had. The ancestors back you stand on, so I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much, Myron. I appreciate you, and thank you for always being here on our call and supporting and sharing the good news.
Thank you, love. All right, congratulations. Yeah. Wow.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, anyone else before we close out?
Hi, Dr. Stacie.
Hi, Dr. Stacie.
I hear two voices, so I'll take both of you. We'll let Sharon go first, and then the next voice, I'm not sure who that is. I think I know, but then you'll go next.
Oh, thank you so much. I just want to say again, congratulations. Kudos to you. I'm so happy for you. And like I said before, you are definitely an inspiration to me, my mentor. And thank you for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. So that's all I wanted to say. And congratulations again. I'm so happy for you and Lucinda.
Oh, thank you. And we both didn't know until we talked later, which was so ironic. So, you know, God is just amazing.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
Yeah, we're going to be celebrating together this weekend. So,
awesome. Well, enjoy.
Thank you so much. And thank you for you. I'm excited about how you've been a part of this call, not just listening, but taking action. And that's what's so important to me, is to know that these words don't just fall on, you know, dry ground, that it's fertile ground, and that the seeds take root and that you start to blossom. So congratulations to you, Karen, and thank you for being a part of our Motivational Monday Night.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, my friend that was waiting patiently.
Dr. Stacie, this is Suraj from Los Angeles. How are you?
My Suraj, I thought that was you.
Thank you for letting me speak. First, I don't know, I'm giving you a lot of hugs on the phone and lots of congratulations for that wonderful news and very well deserved that you shared with all of us.
Thank you, Suraj.
And it could not have come at a better time, which is celebrating women this whole month.
Yes.
I think it was very appropriate, and that is kind of what I just want to touch on. Two things that you spoke about at the beginning of the call. You said something very deep down in your soul when you know. So that's what I want to take this opportunity to say how grateful I am for the women in my life, from my wife, my mother, my daughter. I feel I have been overly blessed. I don't know what I've done to deserve them in my life. My wife always talks about always serving others, and then you, in your talk tonight, you did talk about taking the focus off of you. She has always taught me this one lesson, and that is how can we add value to other people's lives? It's not about us.
That's right.
So I take this moment to honor these beautiful women and my wife, including you, and thank you for everything that you do.
Oh, Suraj, I appreciate that, and please give my warmest regards to your wife and all the women in your life. And I just thank you that you always publicly just share how important it is to honor the women in your life. We know we're at a time where there's been a lot of focus on the value of women, and I just appreciate you as one of those who continue to lift us up, because we make this world go round together when we value women.
Thank you. That's right. Without you women, actually, I don't even call her my wife. The last speech that I gave about her, I called her my diamond.
Oh, I love
Praise
it.
God.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Suraj, and thank you for always being here and supporting. You all warmed my heart. It took everything for me not to break down crying tonight, sharing that good news, because my heart is really full, and I'm overwhelmed, and I couldn't do it without support.
You are such a beautiful soul. You absolutely deserve it. And I, again, congratulate you with all my heart.
Thank you, Suraj. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I heard one more person that was waiting patiently. I don't like to go if there's someone else still trying to get through.
Yeah, this is Jeff Shine from Huntsville, Alabama, the Rocket City.
Hey, Jeff Shine from the Rocket City. I haven't heard your voice in a minute, my friend. How are you doing?
Oh, blessed and highly favored, just like you.
Oh, I know that's right. You better tell it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But I just want to let you know, congratulations on receiving that wonderful award from the president. And I just want to I want to piggyback on what Suraj said, that you ladies are outstanding. You know, I sit up and call my wonderful wife for 29 years. She's my queen. So, we men need to make sure we're always backing up our wonderful ladies. As the old phrase goes, we men, as always, a strong lady standing behind that man. So we always need to be definitely uplifting our wonderful ladies. So with that in mind, I just want to let you know that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I love it, Jeff. Thank you so much. And you tell that beautiful wife of yours I said my love as well, okay?
Hold on a second.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Oh, my goodness. I am great. Great to hear your voice, and thank you.
Amen, amen.
You are awesome, my sister.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a great week.
And listen, you have a great and blessed week. We love y'all.
Love you, too.
Okay, after you have a great and blessed, happy St. Patrick's Day on Friday, too, as well.
Oh, that's right. I forget that's coming up. Oh,
yeah, it's on the 17th of Friday.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we want to definitely wish everyone. That's another thing I talk about, creating your
Amen,
own life.
amen.
Reminded me. Yes, Lord, I have to get that promo ready.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Listen, you have a best week, and we love y'all.
Okay, thank you. Right back.
Oh, you're welcome. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. So, family, for those who called in for the first time, thank you for being here. This is a family, our Motivational Monday Night Call. Mr. Brown sends his love and regards to each and every one of you. He'll be back again. He is fired up. Mr. Brown is on a new level of energy. We're trying to keep up with him. So make sure you stay tuned and connected on Facebook, brown.les, as well as visiting the lesbrowninstitute.com for those of you who want to be able to get the training to do your own speaking coaching programs, and our master team will be able to help you do that. And I look forward to connecting with those of you that find me on actionbook.com or destinydesignersuniversity.com. Let's do this thing called life together. Press your own reset button, focus on your legacy, and take action despite the distraction. This is Dr. Stacie signing off.